Imtiaz Qureshi is also with us. Imtiaz, before we go to the markets, what is your call on Cadila? It's up 14% now, 410 rupees.
Yes, Pankaj, I was just tracking the stock itself when you were talking with Mr. Anil, and what I can see from here that almost the stock has given a perfect momentum and the breakout of the previous stock. So I think so until the stocks remain above 382, would try to go back around 430 and thereafter somewhere around 450 level. So base remain positive and maybe the buy on decline strategy should be adopted. As of now, maybe can see some profit booking on higher side, but somewhere around 400 level would be very good for the stocks to buy.
Right, but do you think it qualifies now as a buy, say if the closing happens above this level?
I think so, Pankaj. Moreover, stock is trying to maintain above 410, 413 some figure, and if it is maintained, the next level would be testing would be somewhere around 430 and 450 level. So could be taken as a buy, but should be ready for the buy on decline strategy also for a Cadila Healthcare.
Right, but one has to be careful that because it's given such a sharp move, there could be a big volatile move as well. So stock losses have to be very strict.
Yes, Pankaj, in such a candle formation, in such a scenario of a stocks, wherever we tend to see a spike, the next day tends to show some volatility, and maybe after the spike, the volatility keeps continuing. So one need to be very much cautious on the stop loss and the targets and everything, because everything which shows such a spring side bounce should be given a day to get settled on, and next day should be the trading opportunity.
Cadila is now up 15%, 413 flashes coming in at the bottom of your screen. US FDA inspected the Moria facility for Cadila without any observation. That's essentially what they are saying right now. 15% higher. This is the biggest facility for them, and of course it would become a big trigger going ahead for the stock as well. 16.3% higher. It suddenly becomes an overweight counter, and that's why you're seeing such news flow. No observation issues after the inspection. Let's just look at these flashes once again. No observation issued in Cadila inspection. 16% higher. We'll try and get a word coming in from some of the analysts about this, but 18% higher. Even if the stock has to go up 20%, it would not be surprising, because this is the biggest facility. This was a big concern, a big overhang on the stock, and now that it is cleared, it tells you that there is some sort of benefit that the markets would try to predict. They would start to get approvals. Again, they would start to see some movement coming in terms of their US business, and that essentially always augurs pretty well for a company. That's 16.3% higher, and that's how is right now trading. 16.4% higher, 417 for Cadila. Imtiaz, any view on Sun Pharma and some of the other names as well? Do you think they are also looking on the positive side?
Pankaj, what I can understand from the entire pharmaceutical, that this rally which we have seen in the market, there was no participation coming from the entire pharmaceutical, and I think so. Most of the news on the fundamental side, I would try to say negative news, would try to justify, when I think so the trend has already shown from the most of the stock, like what you are talking about, Cadila Healthcare up by 18%, and the morning also we saw Dr. Reddy giving a deep cut, and sooner or later it recovered entirely. So these are the very good indication for the you can say for the pharmaceutical to go for the next rally with the pharmaceutical, and I think so if the market moves from here this level, the next next sectors would be IT and pharma, and rest would be very much on the sideway or lackluster momentum. But these two sectors will be showing very much aggressive, and even adding oil and gas like Reliance and ONGC also.
Imtiaz, let's talk about Nifty as well. What's happening with the markets? What's happening with the index? Do you think yesterday's move has shaken out most of the weak hands?
Pankaj, I would still say it is an indecisive move because we have not broken the previous day high or low. So until unless 88.10 and 87.10, if this range is not getting breakout, either side, I would tend to say that the rally will become consolidations to the flat. Not much momentum we'll see. But henceforth, if I see the market oscillators actually giving some support on the higher side, so maybe we would see market heading towards the expiry and would be giving somewhere around 8850, 8900 would be the expiry range, what I'm predicting.
Right. As far as Tata Motors is concerned, any view? It was last 2 days, it was on the lower side. Today, it's doing well.
Yes, Pankaj, after a big sell-off from the Tata Motors, I think so the stock is tend to show some sort of a consolidation zone, and the stock has a very good support at 428 from where actually the rally started and hit back to 552. So I think so until unless this doesn't get breakout, would show some sort of a momentum. But actually the portfolio buying, or actually can say the fresh buying, will give some more time because there has been some shifting in the fundamentals. Rating has been changed. Technically proven, stock has a support at 428. It doesn't break out, can be taken a risk for a buy.
Right, but as of now, you would buy it?
I would wait for the stocks to give some positive technical indicator. As of now, we are not getting any positive indicator for the Tata Motors.
Right. What's your view on some of the other names? So, X Pharma, IT has done pretty well. Let's start with Infosys. Any view on that? From the lows, Infosys has gone up 100 rupees. I think last month this would have been one of the best performing names from 31st of Jan.
Absolutely, Pankaj, I totally agree with you. The entire, we can say the momentum has started from the IT sectors, Infosys, TCS, Wipro, Hexaware, all these are contributing very good for the indices. And I think so this will continue to remain the gem of the markets. And if at all, as I said, that if the market is likely to go higher, then index would get the weightage and positiveness from the IT sectors and pharma sectors. Infosys, yes, I'm projecting somewhere around 1050, 1060 in a near term, and maybe somewhere around 1100 plus in the shorter term.
Right. Any other IT pack that you would like? So you spoke about Infosys in terms of levels. You spoke about Hexaware. What are the levels to watch in Hexaware?
Pankaj, just recently today only Hexaware has given a breakout of previous top, that is 216, 125 or 35, some odd figure, and stock has given a breakout. So I think so this momentum will clearly moved up. Can take a buy with a stop loss of 206. On the higher side, if I wait for a shorter term, maybe for a month, then can expect somewhere around 240, 250 figure for the Hexaware.
Any other names? Any other top picks?
Would continue back with the Wipro. Wipro just given a clear breakout past some trading sessions, and I think so. This is in the momentum. The since we are looking for the stocks which has not performed, and similarly we are getting the performance right now. Wipro is one of the stocks. Can take a buy with a stop loss of 465 for the target of somewhere around 530, 540 figures.
Right. As far as oil and gas names are concerned, do you like Reliance? It's again started to move. It's one of the names that did not participate in the recent rally.
Absolutely, Pankaj. I would definitely give the more weightage to the Reliance, and as you said, like that. Similarly, we can see that stocks didn't perform very much well in the last rally what we had seen, and right now the stocks making a low of 112, 1012, and moving back. And from day before yesterday, it has given a very sharp pullback with an aggressive volume. So these are the indicators which are giving the technically bounce back. Can take a buy with a stop loss of 1037 for the target of 1100 plus.
Imtiaz, thank you so much for taking out time for us. Always good to get a perspective.